Welcome to School Talk. Today, our first guest is Ms. Colleen Cousins, a member of the Rock Hill Education Foundation. Colleen, I know that you're very active in our community, but for those who do not know you, tell us just a little bit about what you do in our community as a profession and anything else that you might want to share with us.
Well, Dr. Pugh, I'm the broker in charge of the Allen Tate office here in Rock Hill, and I got involved with the Education Foundation because one of our passions is public education. And with the Education Foundation, it was a natural fit for me. So I got involved with the foundation 9 or 10 years ago and have been on its board ever since, serving in different capacities as president for several years and as secretary, and now as a board member. And through those years, I've watched the foundation grow tremendously, and it's been a lot of fun watching it. One of the things that has come across our path and we've been able to do is the Back the Pack program, which is also very dear to my heart. I'm sure you're aware, but I don't know if the audience is aware, that we feed over 693 students through the school year.
That is amazing.
It is amazing. And that's through the efforts of all the community. They have been so incredibly generous over the years with monetary donations, food drives. Winthrop University has been very helpful during the basketball game that we have every year, and they bring in tons of food. And then I believe the high school coaches, don't they come and play, and they watch them embarrass themselves, which is always a good time. So, and then we also have our gala, which is a wonderful opportunity. This year we had it at the Magnolia Room because it has grown tremendously also. And we earned at the gala this year close to $90,000.
Wow.
Yep.
Well, let's go back to Back the Pack for just a minute, because that is a very important program for the foundation. It certainly is something that as a school district that we are very appreciative of, because we do know that we have children who are in our schools that may not have breakfast, they may not have lunch, they may not have other food if it were not for the foundation. I think this year we actually even have a local moving company that is helping us. So share with us a little bit about just how that process works, because it's a pretty big process to get those Back the Packs out.
It is, and you know what's unusual about this, and our program has gained national attention. It was even on the Today Show several years ago, and one of the things that is so unusual about it is that it has taken in the entire community. Our AT center here, which is also state-of-the-art, helps with packing the backpacks for the children and the delivery system. But one of the components of that has been getting the backpacks, or the food for the backpacks, from the AT center to the schools. Well, how do you do that? It would be, at one point, we had to pay to have that done. And when you start to take a very limited budget, which you could be using for food, and you having to pay for that service, you're going, how can we make that even tighter? So Smooth Move, which is a moving company that is local, here again, people that are born and as they say, reared up in Rock Hill, they stepped up and said, we're going to do it for you. And so they devised a system, whereas they come and they pick up the packs and they deliver them to the schools. And they also had to jury rig, if you will, the trucks to hold all of the bags with all of the food items and the non-perishable food items. So it's our community, this fabulous community of Rock Hill, that has just stepped up every time we've needed them. They said, what do you need? What do you need? We'll do it. And there you go.
That is great.
Yeah.
So let's go to teacher grants, because that's another very important aspect of the foundation.
To provide the teacher grants. And that's one of the fun things also that I love about the foundation, because as you go through the grants and you hear what these wonderful teachers think up, I mean, where does this come from? My daughter's a teacher in another school district, and when you hear what they love to do and what they love to give to the kids, and one grant was as simple as, and this is many years ago, but the teacher had an idea, let's incubate duck eggs and have the children watch the duck eggs, and as they hatched, and they wanted to take them from the hatchery to the pond, and they had a duck parade. So I believe they were kindergartners, and they're all watching the little duck parade go through. But it was more than just the duck parade. It's what they learned, what these little children learned from that process. And from that simple thing to several years ago, when the iPads, of course, came out, some of the children designed a trail in Old Town of all of the historical areas in Old Town, so people could take their iPads and they could follow the history of Old Town.
Wow.
It is just remarkable what our fabulous, fabulous Rock Hill teachers come up with through the use of the grants. So we have had, and I've got some figures here, for grants, we did over, there's been so many, 81,000 grants.
Wow.
$81,000 in grants.
That is a lot of money.
It
that
is a
going
lot of
back
money.
to our classrooms for our students.
And this year, or last year rather, we instituted something that has been so much fun. But Serena Williams, who is one of she's a facilitator,
Right.
who is on your staff, and we love her dearly. She seems to be everywhere all the time. I don't know how she does it. But she instituted a thing called the Grant Patrol. And if you've ever watched TV and you saw the Prize Patrol with all the balloons and they rush into someone's home and says, "We got the big check." And but this, what they do, they go into the teacher's classroom and they don't know that they've won the grant. And they have the amount of the grant on this huge check, and they run it with balloons, and sometimes they have music playing and the teacher's going, and the kids are all jumping up and down and they're screaming because they got the grant. They won it. And with several of the board members, they just jump into the classroom and, of course, disrupt it, which the kids love. And, the whole place goes bananas. And then they can use the money.
That is great.
Yeah.
And I know that not only on the Grant Patrol days are the teachers in the classroom excited, but it's also a very rewarding day.
Yes.
For members of the Ed Foundation
Yes.
who get to go and actually deliver those,
We have fun.
those
We have
checks.
fun.
Well, we also know that the foundation has been very supportive of our technology
Yes.
initiative. And so that's really the third component of what the foundation does for the school district. So can you just share with us a little bit about the foundation's role in technology?
Well, from the very beginning of the idea, some years ago, they came to us, the school district came to us and said, we have an idea with regard to getting technology in kids' hands, because the school district believed that this was the future. Children love things that beep and Twitter and do all those kind of things, and they're so far ahead of us children, us adults rather. How can we get them in their hands? How can we help them reach into the future and use this in the schools? And we said, okay, what do you need us to do? And we did. And so over the years, we've done, we started with a program to help them move forward with that. And the first gala that we had was an innovation gala. And that's what got it started.
Wow. And I know that just recently we had our gala, and we raised over $80,000
Yes, ma'am.
for you all to continue all of these wonderful things that you are doing in the foundation. I want to thank you for being my guest today. I want to thank you and the foundation for all that you do for the school district,
Thank you.
For our teachers, and for our students. So thank you, Colleen Cousins,
Thank you,
for
Dr.
being
Pugh.
with us today.
I've loved it. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Welcome back to School Talk. My next guest is Ms. Cindy Hunt, who is our Director of ParentSmart. Cindy, welcome to School Talk.
Thank you, Dr. Pugh, for having me.
Why don't you just begin by sharing with our audience exactly what ParentSmart offers our community? We know that it's wraparound services, but can you just share with us what you do at ParentSmart?
Sure. ParentSmart and the Rock Hill Family Resource Center provide parent education, family literacy, and a resource center for parents of preschool children, as well as for families all across Rock Hill School District. We provide early childhood education We start with families prenatally and offer home visits with the Parents as Teachers curriculum. So we go into the homes and we offer parent education, knowing that the parent is the child's first and foremost teacher. We recommend different information for them, give them information on brain development and on the 4 main areas of development: social, emotional, motor development, language development, and then social emotional development. We work with the parents to just engage them and the child in learning activities. And we make use of the items that the parents have in the home, because not everybody can afford all those wonderful toys that are out there. You can use so many things at home, so we empower the parents to do that. In our other parts of our program, we also support teen parents, because we know that there are teen parents out there, and our main goal is to keep them in school and have them graduate, because that way they will be a good role model for their child, and we know that they are working in an educational setting within their child, within their home. So we work with the teen parents doing home visitation. We also go into the schools and work with them in group meetings to offer peer support through the schools.
So let me just ask you this question about the teen portion. Do our students have the opportunity to receive some educational support while they're at ParentSmart if they are a teen?
Yes. What we do is we offer them home visitation, or we meet with them at their respective schools to offer them the parent education, talk to them about their child's development, talk to them about their own education. A lot of times with the teen parents, they're facing several different obstacles, whether it be the acceptance of having a child as a teen, they work, they go to school, they have other issues within the family and with the birth father. So we work with them to support them through all of those roles and how to navigate that so that they can be successful in school as well as be a successful parent.
Well, we all know that early literacy is so very important for our children. Can you share with our audience some specific things that you do with early literacy?
Yes. With early literacy, what we do when we do our home visitation, every visit that we do with a parent, and the parents get 2 visits a month for the entire school year, literacy is based on literacy. We share a book with them, and most times we actually offer them a book to keep and build their own libraries.
That is great.
Aside from that, we have so many community partners that offer us literacy materials. So for instance, one of the things this week we did with Week of the Young Child and Come See Me, all the children received the books thanks to Dr. Winslow and the Cheer for Children Library. We also do a Born to Read program at the hospital for new parents and encourage them to read to their babies as soon as they're born. And then we do Reach Out and Read, and these are in collaboration with some community agencies, the Early Learning Partnership of York County First Steps, and some others. And Reach Out and Read is a program that is offered through the doctor's office. And at milestone visits to the doctor actually gives a prescription to the children to read.
Oh, that is great, that they are really encouraging our children to read and our
Yes.
parents to read.
Exactly.
So talk to me a little bit about the Born to Read. Does every parent who goes into a York County hospital to have a baby, do they receive a book?
Every parent that it delivers at Piedmont Medical Center right now receives a book. We're always looking for volunteers, I will put that out there. Monday through Friday, we do have volunteers who come in, and it is a collaboration between the Early Learning Partnership of York County, Piedmont Medical Center, and then the 4 school districts. The 4 school districts work very closely on early literacy, early childhood education, and then of course our 4 resource centers, which we have across the county.
And so the books are provided by different groups. I know you mentioned Dr. Winslow Shock and Early Learning Partners. Are they the ones who provide the books that we give to our parents?
Actually, the books are provided by the York County Library.
Oh, wow.
Through our collaboration, and they provide the books. We provide the oversight, arrange for the volunteers. Piedmont provides the health screening for all the volunteers and then allows us to come in and visit with the new parents. And then other agencies support us in different ways.
Well, in an earlier segment, we were talking with Colleen Cousins, who's over the Rock Hill Education Foundation, and she really was talking about the support of our community, and I think this is just another example of how our community supports our schools and our children.
Absolutely.
Dr. Martha Edwards is also a huge component of our ParentSmart facility and provides lots of things for our families. Can you share just a little bit about Dr. Edwards' role and really how did we get to the place that we have that level of support in our ParentSmart building?
Absolutely. In our ParentSmart Resource Center, Family Resource Center, we have our medical clinic. And our medical clinic started in 2003, back actually with a grant from the American Academy of Pediatrics, and we were working with DHEC at that time. As we moved forward and as the economy shifted, we had some issues with funding and those types of things. So Rock Hill Pediatrics stepped up and they decided that they would partner with the Early Learning Partnership and the school district to provide a free medical clinic at that time. Last year, we had another issue where the funding streams are not that readily available anymore. So we actually, Teresa Creech with the Early Learning Partnership and Anita Case with Affinity Health Center, we're at a meeting together, and it was meant to be. And the reason being is that they had a conversation that the Early Learning Partnership was really not able to continue to fund the medical clinics where Dr. Edwards oversees the medical care. And Affinity stepped up and said, I think that we can do this. We think that we can do this. So Anita took it back to her board, and the board approved it. And now we have a full-service medical clinic in each of the 4 resource centers. We are blessed to have Martha Edwards, Dr. Edwards. Dr. Edwards has been with us since the beginning. She does her services, provides her services voluntarily, and she's been doing this for years. Many times in the other resource centers, the doctor is there for maybe 3-4 hours a day. Dr. Edwards is usually there for many more hours than that. And not only that, she does case management, working with the counselors and the school nurses, making sure that the children have the prescriptions that they need, making sure that any screenings that need to be done get done, following up with parents, following up with our resource center associate to make sure that there's communication between the schools, between the counselors, between the doctor, to make sure that the children can be successful in school.
Well, we know that Dr. Edwards is so supportive of our children and truly wants what's best for them, and she wants them to be successful in school.
Absolutely.
So if someone who is watching us today wants to know how they can receive services from ParentSmart, what do they have to do to be able to receive those services?
It's very simple. They can just call us. Our phone number is 803-981-1557. Or they could go to the school district website and scroll down through schools, and they will find a link to ParentSmart, and all of our contact information is there. As well as if they're interested in receiving medical services, they can then go to our website, and it's linked to Affinity, and they can get the phone numbers there. Also in our resource center, we have several other service providers, such as York County First Steps, the Boys and Girls Club administrative team, the International Center of York County, and BabyNet is there to do screenings on children under the age of 3 who may have a developmental delay. So we have a hub for services for parents for their children to be successful. And we know that if the family is struggling and the parents aren't successful, the children are not going to be successful. So we want to wrap around the services to provide to them, to enable them and empower them to be the best first teacher and to make sure that their children are healthy and ready to learn.
And I know, Cindy, you and I have talked many times before that it is so important that a family who comes to ParentSmart having the ability to go to some of those resources that you just mentioned,
yes,
and it all be in one location, how important it is. And so we're really glad that we have that community support, the different agencies there, so that we can better provide. So tell us where you're located, just in case a parent needs you.
We're located downtown. We're on the same campus as Central Child Development Center. And for those people in Rock Hill who have been in the district or been in Rock Hill for a very long time, we just celebrated our 20th anniversary. It is the old Adult Ed Center.
Well, Cindy, thank you so much for being with us today. I appreciate what you do and what the center does to support families and children in Rock Hill. So thank you so much for being our guest today.
I appreciate it.
And when we come back, we'll be talking about what do we actually do in the summer when our kids are at home enjoying the break. We'll be back.
Welcome back to School Talk. My name is Michael Frost, Director of Communications with the school district, and I'm joining Dr. Pugh. As you said at the close of the previous segment, we're going to talk about what happens across the district when students go home. So just kind of, we're going to walk through this. So from an operations standpoint, what might we be doing? The students are excited. We're wrapping up the school year the next few weeks. What do we have in store for the summer?
Well, you know, Michael, so often people feel like that we all close during the summer, and really there's so much work that our folks do to get ready for the next school year. So specifically in operations, in addition to construction that will begin from our bond from last year, our community will be able to see signs that will be up in places that we are doing construction work specific to our bond. So they'll see some things like that happening this summer. But also in operations, our folks are doing some heavy repair work, painting, cleaning floors, just really making sure that our buildings are up to the standard that we want them to be for our children. So lots of cleaning and maintenance that occurs during the summer that we just can't do during the school year.
Right, so we have an opportunity with the buildings, for the most part, they're empty, to spruce them up and get them ready for August, which will be here realistically. It'll be here before we know it.
Yes.
The kids will be back and we will be ready for them.
That is right.
So as we move to another area, let's think about what's going on with finance during the summer. What might that group be doing to prepare for the coming school year?
Well, you know, in finance, our fiscal year runs from July 1 to the last day of June. So as our students are leaving school, we are really finishing one fiscal year, making sure that we have paid all of our bills from the prior year and that we have a budget in place. So our finance department and our board members will be finalizing next year's budget. And then July 1, we actually will begin the implementation of our new budget. In addition to that, the school district is audited every year, and so our finance department is working really hard to get prepared for that audit that will occur during the summer and into the fall.
Another key area is our staff, especially our teaching staff and instruction opportunities. During the year, we do have the opportunity to work with them and provide training opportunities to them, but while they're off and enjoying a break, talk about how we do engage them throughout the summer and provide them additional opportunities to learn.
Well, we have a number of opportunities that we will be offering within our school district for teachers. We will have a 2-day great professional development opportunity for all of our staff in July. And in addition to that, our teachers are participating in other professional development opportunities that might be occurring in other parts of the state or in other parts of the country. They are really sharpening their skills so that when the children come back in August, they'll be better prepared as well.
So it kind of illustrates perhaps a misconception that the kids are out the door in June and the teachers are right behind them. They are to an extent, but they're looking at sharpening their skill set during the summer. So like our facilities and operations departments, they're preparing the buildings. Our teachers are preparing themselves to be more prepared for the students' return in August.
That is exactly right.
So if we think about the students, many students do get to go home and enjoy the break and take a break and enjoy the summer. But we have others that are doing things throughout the summer. So what might we see from some students throughout the summer?
Well, we will have a summer reading camp for our students in the elementary school. We know that reading is so key for all of our kids, but specifically in elementary school, making sure that they're reading on grade level and that they are prepared for that next level. So we will have some reading camps in some of our elementary schools, and we will also offer middle school and high school summer school for students who need that opportunity. In addition, parents who have students in AP and IB classes, while those students might be at home, many of them have opportunities to get prepared for class for the next year. So we will see that happening. As superintendent, I would encourage all of our parents to ensure that students are reading for enjoyment. Over the summer, it really doesn't matter how old we are. It's important for us to continue reading throughout the summer.
So we're seeing some themes present themselves from our earlier guests today on School Talk, reading, and then the community support. It's amazing how we see through this conversation how everything begins to really come together. We talked about community support and how we were able to pass a bond referendum a year ago, and that's translating now into construction and some projects that we'll see this summer. And then the importance of early reading, and you're stressing the importance of reading no matter our age, including ourselves.
That's exactly
finding
right.
time to recharge and enjoy reading and not do it during the year just because the teacher said you had to do it, but finding joy in it. And talk maybe the importance from your perspective of just the pleasure of reading.
Well, you know, I think that I love to read. I've always enjoyed reading, but I think that reading allows us to go places meet people, do things that we might not otherwise be able to do, and we can do it from our homes, we can do it on the beach, wherever we might be over the summer, riding in a car, just to keep us abreast of things that are going on around the country, but also things that we just might enjoy reading.
And I guess to wrap up the show today, what might be your message to the community, to our students, to our staff, as we wrap up the year, look forward to the summer, and then welcome you back in August? Just kind of a quick snapshot of your message to the community.
Well, and before I do that, one thing I would like to add that I think is important for folks to know that we're doing during the summer is this is really our time of hiring staff.
Sure.
When one school year ends and another one begins, if we have folks who are retiring from our system or they're being transferred, this is a huge time in our human resource department where we are actually interviewing candidates. Our principals are working hard over the summer to interview and find the very best candidates for their schools. So that's another really important piece of our summer work. And then providing staff development for those teachers so that they know what we do in Rock Hill and they can be prepared. As far as my message to our families, I do think that this is a time for us to recharge, as you indicated, to really reflect on the year. We hope that all of our families enjoy time together with each other and with their family, but most importantly, we want our families to be safe during the summer months and return to us in August, ready to learn and be the best that they can be. Well, we appreciate you being a part of School Talk today. We appreciate our guests who are with us today from our foundation and also from ParentSmart. And Michael, I thank you for being with me on this segment.
Thank you.
I would like to thank Ms. Bensinger's class who produces our show. They do such a fabulous job in getting us ready. And also to Jalen White, who is the producer of today's School Talk. So thank you for being with us, and we'll look forward to seeing you next time on School Talk.